Good morning, everyone. This is Hemant, and today I am going to talk about algae and its classification system. Okay, so in the very first lecture, I have talked about what are algae and what are their roles, what is their utilization in human welfare. So today's lecture will be concentrating on the classification systems as well as the criteria used in classification. So starting with what are the criteria required for classification. So basically we go for pigmentation, then the nature of food reserves, then what is the structure of plasmids, that is the detailed structure of plasmids, the chemical nature of cell wall, and the number, position, and the details of flagella in their motile stages. So these are basically the criterias for classification. In pigmentation, we need to know which pigments are available or are present in the algae, such as chlorophyll, xanthophyll, carotenoids, or fucoxanthin, fucoerythrin, or specialized pigments, or the nature of food reserve present in them. There are many different food reserves or stored food material such as starch, then we can say glycogen, fats, oils, and etc. The structure of plastids includes the detailed structure of chloroplasts such as the membranous structures of these chloroplasts, the chemical nature of cell wall, that is the composition of cell wall, including compounds like peptidoglycan or pectin, cellulose, and other such compounds like fucoxanthin sometimes. And the last criteria is the presence or absence of flagella. If present, what is the number, position, and the structure of flagella? Are they equal? Are they unequal shaped or sized like tinsel and whiplash type of flagella? Okay, or the positioning of their flagella, means is it present at its anterior end or the posterior end or throughout the cell wall, and the number. It may be 0, starting with 0, that is non-flagellated, non-motile cells, to many in number. Okay, so these are the criteria for classification. Now the algae have been classified by many workers in algae, starting with Smith, and then we can say Fritsch classification system, which is the one of the most recognized accepted classification systems of algae. Then we also know about Prescott's classification system of algae, and recently we should know about Bolt and Wayne's classification system and Robert Lee's classification system. Okay, and also there is one more, the most recent, that is called as Basanti and Gaulteri's classification system. Okay, which is followed by the website called as Algabase, which is the most updated database of algae, and they use the classification of Basanti and Gaulteri. So today we are going to focus on the single classification system, which is most accepted and very easy to understand, and and it can classify all the algae present in the world based upon their morphology. Okay, so that classification system was given by Frisch in his book called as Structure and Reproduction of Algae, and I believe it is present in 2 volumes. We can get it on public domain too. Website or search engines such as Biodiversity Heritage Library. Okay, we can get it there. So algae are divided into 11 classes by Frisch, namely Chlorophycy, xanthophysi, Chrysophysi, Bacillophycy, Cryptophysi, Denoficia, Chloromona, Euglini, Phaeophysi, Rhodophycy, Mixophysi, or we can say it as Cyanophysi. Now these classifications or these 11 classes have been based upon mostly their pigments, their reserve food material, as well as the cell wall, the composition of cell wall. Okay? So moving forward, the first class, that is Chlorophycy, the pigments present in them are chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B, and beta carotene is very small amount. While the storage food material is starch, the cell wall is composed of cellulose, Now, in Chlorophycy, we can say that many Chlorophycian members are non-motile and many are motile too. Okay? So, in motile, if they are motile, they must consist of one to many flagella, and these flagella are equal in size and similar to each other. Now, the sexual reproduction is ranging from isogamy to oogamy. What is isogamy? When the two gametes fusing are similar to each other, this is called as isogamy. While in anisogamy, the two gametes which are fusing are not similar to each other. There is some variation that is called as anisogamous type of reproduction, while oogamous type of reproduction includes a motile male gamete fusing with a non-motile female gamete. Okay, that is called as oogamous type of sexual reproduction. Now there are few examples you should note, that is starting with Volvox, Cladophora, Cara, Pediastrum, Staurastrum, Spirogara. Now there is great diversity in algae. Now in these photographs you can see Cladophora, Spirogara are both filamentous forms. Okay, and then one is branched and one is unbranched. Spirogara does not include branching, while Cladophora is vigorously branched. The next that is Cara. Cara is a macrophyte. Okay, and then there are volvocales or volvox, which is a colonial form. Pediastrum and Staurastrum we can say as they are synobial, means the colonies are formed but they are very temporary. Okay, hence they are called as synobia or synobial forms of algae. Now these are the examples of Chlorophycy. The next one is that is xanthophysi. The pigments present in them are xanthophyll, chlorophyll A, B, and carotenoids. The stored food material is in form of leucocene and fats, while the cell wall composition is mostly made up of pectin. Now the flagella are two in number which are unequal, that is one is thin cell and second is whiplash type of flagella. The reproduction, mostly vegetative reproduction is found in the xanthophysian members, while the sexual reproduction is very rare to nil, and if it is present it is always isogamous, means two similar gametes fuse. Now there are different examples such as Miscoccus and Botricoccus. Now in recent times the Botricoccus have been classified under Chlorophyta, that is Chlorophycy, but previously it was involved in xanthophysi. The next is Chrysophysi, the next class, that is the third one. The pigments present are chlorophyll A, B, carotenoids, and phycochrysine. You should know phycochrysine as it is an unique pigment present in only Chrysophysian members. The stored food material is in form of leucocene and oil, while the cell wall is composed of pectin. The flagella are two in number and they are both unequal. Further, the sexual reproduction is highly rare, while if it is present, it is of isogamous type. Few examples such as Chromolina and Cyanura. The next class is Bacillophysi, which is also called as diatoms. They are very unique in their ornamentation. They are very morphologically very attractive when you see it under SEM, that is scanning electron microscope. The pigments present in them are chlorophyll A, C, carotenoids. The food material stored is in form of fats and leucocene, while the cell wall composition is pectin and silica. The flagella are absent in them and hence they are non-motile in nature. And the reproduction, mostly the sexual reproduction is very much absent in them. Successive division or fission is the only possibility of the reproduction or division in them. The examples are, there are many examples. Few of them have been stated such as Pinularia, Eunocia, Raffloria, and Gyrosigma. Now these are both, they occur in both freshwater and marine waters. Now next class is Denoficia. The pigments present in them are chlorophyll A, C, carotenoids, and xanthophyll, while the stored food material is in form of starch and oil. The cell wall is composed of cellulose. The flagella are two in number, unequal in size, that is both thin cell and whiplash type of flagella are found in Denoficia. Accordingly, the sexual reproduction is very much absent in them. If it is present, it is mostly isogamous type of sexual reproduction. Many examples are there. Few of them have been stated such as Ceratinium, Peridinium, oxyrhizis, and Phyllochroma. The next class is Chloromonadini. The pigments present in them are chlorophyll A, B, carotenoids, and xanthophyll. The food material which is stored is in form of oil. The cell wall is composed of pectin. The flagella are two in number and both are equal in shape. Okay? And then the reproduction is mostly by vegetative reproduction, while sexual reproduction is very rare and it is mostly isogamous. Now, there are different examples such as vacularia and gynostomum. And there are different few more. Now the next class is Euglini, means the euglenoids. The pigments present in them are chlorophyll A and B. The stored food material is in form of paramylon and fats. The flagella are one or two in number and mostly they are equal in shape and size. While the sexual reproduction is very much absent. If it is present, then it is always isogamous. Many examples have been found here, such as Euglina, Facus, Lipnocelis, and many more. Now the next class is Phyophysi. Mostly these the algal members of Phyophysi are marine. Few are from the freshwater too. Can be found in freshwater too. The pigments present in them are chlorophyll A and B. Fucoxanthin is an unique pigment present in Phyophysi. They are also called as brown algae. The stored material, food material, is in form of mannitol, laminarin, and fats. The cell wall is composed of fucosan, while the flagella are two in number. They are unequal in length, that is both whiplash and tinsel type of flagella are present. The reproduction is mostly from isogamy to oogamy. There are many microfats present in Phyophysi. My examples such as Dictyota, Padina, Sargassum, Laminaria, Ectocarpus. Okay, so these are the commercial algae present in Phyophysi. The next is Rhodophycy. It is also called as red algae. The pigments present in them are chlorophyll A, carotenoids, phycoerythrin, phycocyanin. While the stored food material is in form of fluoride starch, which is a unique food material present in Rhodophycy. The cell wall is composed of cellulose. The flagella are absent. The cells are non-motile. The reproduction is only type of oogamous type of sexual reproduction. Few of the examples are Patrachospermum, which is a freshwater alga. Then next is Gracilaria, Polysiphonia, Giladium. All the three rest are marine algae. And the last class that is called as Myxophysi. It is also called as Cyanophysi or blue-green algae in simple terms. The pigments present in them are chlorophyll A, carotenoids, phycocyanin. The stored food material is in form of fluorine starch. The cell wall composed of cyanophysian starch, which is a modification of a regular starch molecule, that is the cyanophysian starch and glycogen. Then the flagella are absent. The cyanophysial members are mostly non-motile. The reproduction, no sexual reproduction is found here or reported from this class, while the division or the mode of reproduction or division is only by fission. And there are a few examples of them such as spirulina, which is an important algae in terms of pharmaceutical industry, such as it is mostly used in now as an SCP, single cell protein. It is spirulina. The next is Fragillaria, nostoc, microcystis. Nostoc, as we know, it plays an important role in nitrogen fixation and is mostly used as a biofertilizer. Now these are the classification system. This is the classification system of Fritsch and it includes 11 classes as we have described above. In the very next lecture, I shall be describing you about the next classification system or a newer classification system and its classification criteria and what are the classes or orders present in or groups present in them and so on and so forth. So thank you for today's lecture and feel free to comment. Thank you.